Hey, you are greetings at WPCode Studio. This is me, Robiul Islam Rocky. Today I'm going to show you how to create a basic chat with HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And in the meantime, I have created these three files, HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and these three files are blank still, but we will do code inside of this file. So without any more delay, we should get started. So let's start with the HTML code. Again, like always, there's no other way because we need the layout first of all. So we'll do HTML code for the chat layout. For example, message container, message body, and input field. And also we need send button. So for that, we'll take a button. So first of all, we'll take here HTML boilerplate, and then let me change this title. For example, I'm going to write down here basic set, and then inside this body we will take first div. This div class name we will give here message container. So message container, and inside this div we'll take two more div. First one would be for messages, where inside this div will appear our message. For example, if a user write down any new message and then if he hit on this send button, this message will be appear inside this button that I'm right down here. Its class name will be message container. If you want, you can change this class name yourself. No worry, you don't need to make it exactly. And then another div. This div class name will be give here input container. So for the time being, I'll leave it as it is because inside of this div we don't need to do anything for the time being, and next I will explain this in details. So input container, under inside this input container class we will take first a field, input field. This field type will be text, so leave it as it is, and then we will take a class name. This class name will give here message input, and also we should take a placeholder. For example, I'm giving here default content, and that means inside this input field we will see their default message that we will write down here. So for example, I'm going to give in here send new message. Okay, and then we need to take a button or if a user after write down his new message, if he click on this button, then this message will be sent. So for that we'll take here button, and this button class name also required. So the button class name I'm giving here send button. Okay, and this button name will be send only, for example. So now our HTML code is finished. For the time being, we will apply CSS. But before doing any CSS code, we should take a look how it's look like right now. So for that, let me run it with a live server, and then we will take it. And it's already running on my web browser, and here you can see an input field and with also a send button. So inside this input field we can see here send a new message that we have entered here as a placeholder. That message will appear by default. So now we will do CSS code for the chat interface. Although we are not doing any fancy design, but we'll do that we require only. So let's get started, and first of all we will apply CSS on this body. So before doing any code or CSS code, we have to be remove the margin and padding from this layout. So for that, just write down here margin 0 and padding 0, then this margin and padding will be removed. And next we will apply CSS about this message container. So for that, just copy this. First of all we will apply a width for this chat, and this width will be 400 pixel. I'm giving here. If you want, you can increase this as yourself. It's not mandatory. You have to do the same exactly like me. I was just trying to understand the concept, how it is work. So and then now we will add here height 600 pixel and background color white, and then save it. Now this has been changed already, and also we need to give here some more. So how about if we displayed a static message inside this message body for testing purpose? So let me write it down here. For example, I'm giving here hello world message, and now this is appear inside this message body, and we will apply some of CSS about this message. So for that, just copy this message body again and paste it here. Then take a div, and then we will apply CSS. So what we'll do, first of all we'll give here message width. I'm giving here max width 70% and margin 10 pixel, also padding 10 pixel. And border radius 20 pixel, for example. And now okay, this would be good if we apply a background color for this message. So for that, just write it down, background color. I'm giving here here background color. We can see here it's placed here, and meantime, we have completed our CSS styling for chat interface. Even though this is not a fancy design, but I think this will be helpful for you and for better understand. So this is not our main focus. Our main focus will be JavaScript code, where you can see here static message, but this will not be static. Here we will show dynamic message. While a user write down any new message, then if he hit on this same button, this message will be appear inside this div. So let's commit this and then come to our JavaScript code, but before doing any code we need to be linked with this HTML boilerplate. So for that, do the same thing as like me that I'm doing here. Okay, it's later. So now let me explain the topics, actually what we are going to do here. So here we can see a input field where user can be write down message, and then he can send this message. We click with this on this send button. So while a user will click this button, then the message will be appear inside his body. So for that, first of all, we have to copy this class name from here and come to our JavaScript code, and then do the same code as like me. Then we will take here add event listener, and this event listener will be clickable function. So just write down the click inside this quotation. Okay, it is fine. And now for checking purpose, I'm giving here a alert message. Let me check, is it working or not? Okay, it's fine, working. So let's remove this from here, and then we will so now in the second step we need to grab the value from this input field. This does mean that when the user types something new in this input field, then if he click above this button, then we need to get the value from this field. So for that, come back to our HTML code, and from here just copy this class name, field class name, message input, and then get back to our JavaScript code, and above this event listener we will click it. Since this is a class, that's why I'm taking here document.query selector. If this was a ID, then we will take here get element by ID. So this is a class name, so for that I'm taking here query selector, and inside this bracket just paste this class name. Okay, it's well, and then we will take the value, pull the value from this input field. So for that, just copy this passage from here, and again we have to be assigned a variable name for this. I'm giving here text and then message, and in this message, this does mean that this is an input field. So what we need a message input field value. So for that, right after message, just take dot and then okay, and let's take a look, is it working or not. For that, I'm again going to showing an alert, and inside this alert we will appear this message. So now if we write down something inside this input field, for example my name, and then hit on this send button, this name is appear on this alert. Okay, for the time being, again commit this, and now what we need, first of all we have to make a logic. That means if user still did not write down any message inside this field, then even after, if he click on this send button, then this will appear a message something like you can't send message without writing, this kind of, for example. So just take it and That means not text. So you can think that not value. For example, if not value, so if they have no value, then we will appear a alert message like you can't send empty message, for example. Okay. Now if we will click on this send button without write down any message, then this message will be appear on this layout like this. Okay, you can't send empty message. So then we'll take your else statement, and inside this else we'll do whole code that we need, that we actually require, that we are trying to do. So first of all, we'll do create a element. For example, let's come to our HTML template, boilerplate, and here inside this message body you can see a static message that we have already committed, but just try to understand that this is the child element. So we have to create this child element from this JavaScript code, and this will be dynamic. So for that, for creating a message element, just assign a variable name. For example, I'm giving here message element, and then document dot create element, and inside this element we will take a div. Okay, and then under this line again copy this variable name from here and paste it here, and then what we need, we will appear the message inside this div, like what we have seen here. You can see here a div, and inside this div the message is called hello world. So this message we need to be append inside this child div. So for that, write down the text content and equal this text. This text means value that we have taken from a user. So in the meantime, what we have done here, we have created our element, its name we were given here, div, and inside this div we have pushed the input value. That means here if you write down anything, this will be pushed inside this message element, I mean div element, and this div element we will append inside this message body as a child. So for that, again copy this message body. I'm giving here a short name for message body, and this will also be query selector because this is a class name, not a ID. So then now copy this message body from here, and under this message element just paste it, and then dot append child, because we are going to add this element as a child inside of this message body. So for that, copy this message element and paste it under this, inside this, and then let's take a look, is it working or not. For that, first message I'm giving here, hello world. Okay, this message is already append and appear inside of this message body, but right after click on the same button, this value should have removed from this field, but this not happened. So for that we need to do something. Just copy this message and then paste it here and dot value. So this value will be empty. So right after send this message, this input field will be empty. Like just save, and then again. Okay, it's working well. Still we have to do one more thing. This is while user send so many messages, then this will not scroll down. For example, if I send a new message like this is not working as well. So for that we have to do one more thing. This is message body. Just copy this message body from here and paste it here, and then scroll top. This one and equal will be message body again, and then height scroll. Scroll height. Okay, so now if we entered here so many messages, then right after stop. So this was the tutorial about the basic chat with HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and please don't forget to like and comment on this video. And this was the